And we're heading for, I said tubing yesterday, rafting. This will be our fourth time to go rafting together. We went one time at Yellowstone, and then one time this vacation at the James River at Richmond, and we just went last week at the Pigeon River near Gatlinburg, and we're going to go down the Lehigh River today. So kind of looking forward to this. It's a little cold. The water temperature is going to be very cold, and so I'm not quite sure how that's going to go down. So looking forward to it. We'll see you soon. Way to our rafting destination, we made a stop by the Tricky Triangle of NASCAR Pocono Raceway. We are leading the way rafting down the river. Unfortunately, we didn't wear helmets, so I couldn't wear the GoPro on my helmet. For some odd reason, the camera recorded my hair as being white. My hair is not that white yet. All right, we went rafting down the Lehigh River, and that was pretty interesting. First time I've been down that Lehigh River, and it was a different experience than we've ever had. There was no guide on the boat. This is the first time I have ever experienced that. Always had a guide. I don't know the river. So there was about 100 of us in about 20 rafts, and there were 4 guides, one in point and one at the back and one on each side floating up and down the sides. And they were supposed to help us get over and navigate the river. So Kathy and I got into a raft with some really nice people, and there were 2 of them were teachers. And you know, we had to learn how to get along and work together, but we also had to learn how to navigate a river that none of us had ever been down. 2 of our crew got tossed at least twice, both times very, very difficult, very hard hits. Really disappointed in the way that went down. The water was fast, but it was very low. We hit a lot of rocks. It was just a class 2 or 3 whitewater. It wasn't that rough, but we kept getting stuck. We kept getting. It was the hardest run I've ever done. It lasted about 4 hours. It was the hardest run I've ever done. We didn't have anybody that was helping us. If you were strung out, the group was strung out long ways, and so the guides couldn't be everywhere. They couldn't be everywhere, and it was difficult. The course itself wasn't difficult. The learning how to get along and the learning how to navigate the water. The hidden rocks were terrible. 1 minute you're cruising along, yucking it up with your crew, and the next minute 2 of them are in the water on their back. I mean, they have hit. One lady hit her head twice, and we didn't wear helmets because it was class 3. So my suggestion, if you're going to go rafting, especially on a river that you've never been on, is to ask if your entry fee, if it pays for a guide. The other issue about this rafting company was that the rafts were narrow. They were smaller rafts, so that when the 6 people, you have 6 people in there, 3 pairs. Well, you are constantly bumping into and bumping hands with the person beside you with your paddle. And I've never seen that before, never had that happen before. I've been in rafts where 6 people were in them and you were far enough apart where you could have put a 3rd person in the middle. So there were a couple of wrinkles there that I don't think I would ever go through that again, and I would ask if you're going to get a guide. I think that was the most important thing, especially if you're new to rafting and you want to have a good trip. You need a guide close by or on the boat, preferably on the boat, that knows the river, knows the hidden rocks, and knows the hidden problems that are going to be there. So it wasn't our best experience. It was a challenge. It was the hardest ride I think I've ever had for just a class 3, but that was because of all the work that we had to do. So I would ask, do you get a guide inside the boat with you? That would probably be an important thing to ask next time.
And we could count the distance on
So now we gotten back to the cap, and we're supposed to leave tomorrow morning, Sunday, and it's dry here. It's been sprinkling at the rafting site all day, but it's dry here, and our tent is dry, and all of our stuff is dry. But a major storm front is coming in. They call it a nor'easter. Nor'easters don't usually come to this area in July. So we have decided we're going to pack up and hit the trail, Cow Patty. So we don't like putting up a wet tent. We don't like our stuff being wet when we put it up in the back of the truck. And it's time to go anyway. So we're packing up and we're going to hit the road, and we're going to boondock at a rest stop somewhere along Highway 81, and we'll get up in the morning and finish the trip to Huntington, West Virginia.